Hi everyone, it's me, Beata Kelly Sunflower. So I thought I'd hop on today and do an unboxing, flip through and first impressions of my latest Lenormand deck. And this is called the Herbs and Plants Lenormand Oracle Cards, and they're by Florina Navarro and Ferreira Cassel. So they're published by Los Scarabel. And at the back of the box, it's in 4 languages, and the English version says, "All the power and beauty of Mother Nature unveiled in the finery of a Lenormand deck of cards." So it's got like a lovely thumb opening. So you've got the cards, which look like the oracle size, and you've got the guidebook. So let's have a look at the guidebook first. So it's got the Los Scarabel logo at the back. So it's written in 4 languages: English, Italian, I think that's Spanish, and Portuguese. So the English segment, let me just see how many pages it is in English. 47 pages long. It talks a bit about Maria and Lenormand. And then it just goes into each of the Lenormand cards. That's it, there's no picture or anything like that. So it does that for each of the 36 cards. And then it talks about the grand tableau and its positioning. And that's it. So it's just a very basic guidebook that just gives the meanings. It looks like some of the card names have been changed, or the archetypes have been changed, because the knight, I know it as the rider, and then the 4-leaf clover would be the clover. The boat would be the ship. Let's just see what else they've got here. The tree, the cloud, the snake, the coffin, the bouquet, the sickle. Okay, the broom and whip. So that there are some kind of variations, you know, on the card. So for example, card 13, which is called the child, it's been named the little girl. So they put a gender to that one. But apart from that, it's just a few little changes, but nothing major. I just want to see what they're going to call the man and woman, the gentleman and the lady. And then you've got the lily, the sun. Yeah, it's just regular Lenormand titles. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards. Let's open these up. So as I said earlier, these are quite big for Lenormand decks, for Lenormand cards. They're like oracle size. If I compare it to my regular RWS card, you can see that it's quite a lot bigger. I actually do prefer larger Lenormand cards, but the only thing is when they're this size is that you can't do a grand tableau. You're kind of limited to maybe a 3, 6 or 9 card spread. The backs are fully reversible, and this looks like the lily. The cardstock is kind of sheeny, but not glossy. And it looks like they're quite flexible, so I think they could probably shuffle overhand and riffle. So let's just have a look. So you've got the rider, which they called the knight. They changed the name in the guidebook, but it looks like it's it's a horse made out of grass. The clover. I would have liked it if the clover was more prominent, even though you've got little clovers here. The actual trunk and the rainbow kind of takes away, to me, the clover. So if you was a beginner, I think that you might struggle to see what was more focal. Is it the box or is it the clover? You got the boat or the ship, And again, there's a child in there, which has also taken away and the trees, which has taken away the prominence of the card, or the archetype. It's the house, the tree. I think these are the clouds. This kind of archetype has taken away the clouds to me. The snake. The coffin, and again there's two coffins there, which is quite unusual for a Lenormand. This is the bouquet, which is quite prominent, and then there's a hand there. The scythe again is very small. The whip and the broom. That looks like the birds. This is the child. The fox. The bear. The lilies. The stork. The dog. I like the dog picture. It's very prominent. It's not so much distractions in this one. This is the tower. It's like the garden. The lilies. This should be the path. Mice. This is the heart. Again, there's a lot of distractions around it. See, 25 is usually the ring. This looks like the book. The letter. The gentleman. The lady. These are lilies. So I wonder what the other cards were that I read out earlier. This is the sun. It's a gorgeous sunflower. This looks like the moon. But again, there's a lot of distractions. The key. The fish. The anchor. And the cross. Let's just see how these cards shuffle before I give my first impressions. So I'm an overhand shuffler, so they do shuffle quite smooth, very smooth shuffle. And because there's not a lot of cards in Lenormand, you know, I don't think a riffle or a bridge shuffler would have any challenges with this either. So what are my first impressions? I don't think this is a beginner deck, and mainly because there's too much fuss in the archetype, in the pictures. It would have been nice if, as well as the number, the name of the archetype was underneath, so that a beginner would know what this is. Because this one here, 19, you know, just by sight, is it the tower or is it the tree, kind of thing? You know, that's, to me, looks like a garden. But then why is this figure here prominent in there? This was the mountain, actually, and I said it was the lily. So I made a mistake as well. But you can see how somebody would get confused. Again, the clouds. You know, why is this tree such a major focal point? So that's what I don't like about this deck. You know, the archetypes are not always clear. The heart. There's a big scarecrow there. Why? But, you know, if you're a seasoned Lenormand reader, and you know your numberings, and you're not too fussed by the distractions, it's quite nice archetypes. But the only thing is with this deck, you know, it's too big to do a grand tableau with. If, you know, unless you've got a big space to do the grand tableau on. You know, some people might do it on their kitchen table or whatever. Is it the tree or the bear, you know? So that's my first impressions. But, you know, I can read Lenormand, so I wouldn't have a problem per se. But as I said before, a newbie might find this deck a bit of a challenge. Okay, so I will leave links in the description bar on how to purchase this deck. I paid £17.50 for it, but I don't know how much it is in US or Canadian dollars. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.